Hey, this might sound weird, but I want to show you something from the past. This is called single-use plastic packaging. People use this once, and then they throw it away. I know that sounds normal, but that's kind of the problem. It was so normal that no one really stopped to think about what happened after we threw it away, because the truth is, it never actually went away. The environmental impact got really serious. Millions of tons of plastic waste were entering the ocean every single year. Marine animals were eating plastic because they mistook it for food or were getting tangled in it and dying. Entire ecosystems were being damaged. At the same time, landfills were filling up faster than ever, and a lot of plastic was being burned, which released very harmful chemicals into the air. And even though people talked about recycling, the system didn't really work the way people thought. A lot of plastic wasn't recyclable, and even if it was, it often wasn't actually processed. So instead of solving the problem, recycling mostly just slowed it down, barely. And one of the biggest issues was that the impacts weren't equal. From an environmental justice perspective, this problem was also about inequality. The convenience of plastic packaging mostly benefited corporations and consumers who had easy access to cheap products. But the negative effects, pollution, health risks, waste facilities, were often pushed into lower income communities and marginalized groups. These communities were more likely to live near landfills, incinerators, or polluted environments, meaning that they were exposed to more toxins and environmental harm. So this wasn't just about plastic. It was about the power to make decisions and who was forced to live with the consequences. But things didn't stay like that. By the 2030s, people started realizing that the system wasn't sustainable. There was too much waste, too much pollution, and too many health risks. So changes started happening. Governments introduced bans on certain single-use plastics. Companies were required to take responsibility for the packaging they produced. And now, in 2040, things look completely different. Instead of throwing everything away, most packaging is reusable or refillable. When you go to the store, you bring your own containers or use standardized ones that can be returned and reused. Restaurants use containers that get collected, cleaned, and redistributed instead of being thrown out. Even online shopping has changed. Packages are designed to be sent back and reused multiple times. Plastic still exists, but it's no longer treated as disposable. And because of that, waste has been dramatically reduced. Oceans are cleaner, and communities are no longer overwhelmed by pollution. The shift didn't just happen on its own, though. It required changes at multiple levels. Governments played a huge role by creating policies that limited single-use plastics and forced companies to redesign their systems. Businesses had to innovate, creating biodegradable materials and investing in reuse systems instead of relying on disposable packaging. And also, individuals had to change their behavior, choosing reusable products, being more aware of their consumption, and supporting companies that prioritize sustainability. It wasn't one single solution. It was a combination of changes that worked together. It's crazy to think that something that could be used for just a few minutes to drink water could last for hundreds of years. But what's even crazier is that we were able to change it. And it all started with recognizing that something so small was actually part of a much bigger system.